YouTube, what's poppin'? It's Ryan. Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in there, they're on the ground, they're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. Milano, back with another video. And before we start, if you're a fan of the channel or a regular watcher, you've heard it before. 97% of you aren't subscribed. So please subscribe. It's a free red button. All you have to do is click it, and we provide the service. We bring you content that you enjoy and you like to watch, and who knows, maybe we could start doing some other things if we get enough followers and enough subscribers. Right now, if all 97% of people were to subscribe, we would have 300,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. And that allows us to do a lot for you. So please subscribe. Please help out the channel. It helps us out. It helps you out. And it really is a win-win type of relationship. So just do it, and we appreciate it. But now let's get into the video, and we're talking about the Miami Dolphins. Brian Flores is a terrific coach. Let's start out with that. He really excelled in his first year, and I really hope he can keep it going because he looks like one of those Bill Belichick proteges that is actually going to do a terrific job in the NFL. This year, I don't know if it's the year. I don't really think anyone thinks they're realistic playoff contenders, at least with their current roster and everyone else in their division. I don't think that the Dolphins have the path to the playoffs, but their roster is pretty solid. Starting at the quarterback position, there's no denying that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the ultimate underdog. Fitzmagic is great when he's on and when that spark ignites, but when it doesn't and it fizzles out, it crashes and burns pretty hard. Then you look at someone like Tua Tagovailoa, who has his concerns as well. Overall, among the two, there's just a lot of question marks at the quarterback position going into next season. I think Tua will be the guy of the future, but for next year, for 2020, I'm not sold on the quarterback position, whether it be Fitzmagic or Tua. Moving on to the wide receivers, I think the wide receivers are actually really good. Devontae Parker is a legitimate number one who I think will take an even bigger jump next season, and I already think he's a borderline top 10 receiver in the league right now. Then you look at the rest of the receiving corps: Preston Williams, Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson. I think that rounds out very nicely. Grant as more as a speedster, Williams as a big body, and then Wilson, who can really do it all a little bit in every capacity. And then at tight end, they have probably their brightest and most up-and-coming pass catcher with Mike Gesicki. He is still young at the tight end position and still developing, but the future is bright for the Miami receiving corps, and I think it will actually work out pretty well. Then moving on to the running backs, they added Jordan Howard and Matt Breida to replace the production that Kenyon Drake left behind when he departed during the middle of last season, and I think the running back core is by far better than it was last year. Last year, the Drake / Walton / no one really backfield was not working, and now they have Jordan Howard and Matt Breida, who have both proven themselves in the league. Are they fantastic and ultra talented? They're not, but I think that they can work relatively well, but that still is a large question because we saw what happened when Kenyon Drake got into the right system. Maybe Miami just isn't the running type of system, but if you look at it, I think that it will work out very well for the running backs, at least better than it did at the start of last year. The offensive line might be a little bit of a problem, in particular left tackle. Laramie Tunsil was shipped away last season, and I don't know if Austin Jackson is the guy to really lock down that left tackle position. Whoever's at quarterback will probably be facing a lot of pressure off that left side. The defensive side of the ball is actually very good, and they made a lot of additions. Byron Jones is added to go alongside Xavier Howard and Noah Igbenogany, Byron Jones was added to go alongside Xavier Howard and rookie Noah Igbenogany, and that might be one of the best secondary units in the league, or at least best cornerback units. And if you would have said that Miami would have the best anything other than the best place to contract coronavirus, I don't think anyone would have believed you. They also added Kyle Van Noy, Shaq Lawson, and Emmanuel Ogbah to the roster as well to fill out the defense in the front seven. There are undoubtedly still some holes, but those guys, along with Christian Wilkins or Raekwon McMillan and Bobby McCain, I think make up a pretty solid defensive, at least a pretty solid defensive start. If Miami can overperform their expectations like they did last year, they might be able to be closer to the playoffs than some might actually presume, but I don't think so. Their schedule is just too hard. Looking at the front part of their schedule, it's just so difficult. They got a bad draw because the AFC East has to face both the AFC West and the NFC West. Those are the two toughest divisions in football next season, and it's going to be very hard, especially for Miami, who I think is the worst team among any of those divisions. So they're probably going to lose a lot of games, starting with their first 10 games with their bye week being at week 11. I don't think they're going to be favored in any of the games except for a week 3 matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that game is in Jacksonville on Thursday night. Short week. It's going to be anything can happen on Thursday night. I don't think those are two favorable variables for the Dolphins, and I think that it will make that game a lot tougher, but I think through the first 10 games of the season, they can squeak out 3 wins because they have to play against Seattle, they have to play against San Francisco, they have to play against both of the LA schools, Arizona and Denver, as well as once against every team in their division. The second half of the schedule eases up a little bit. It's still pretty difficult. They have to travel to New York, Vegas, and Buffalo, and they run into the Chiefs in Hard Rock, and I think they should get a win against the Bengals and the Patriots at home, but I do think they finish the season at 5-11, and I don't really think that they're going to be competing for much, but I do think the Dolphins are going to be a better team than their record lets on. Their schedule is one of the most, if not the most difficult in all of football, and I really think that they're going to be a up-and-coming team, but this year their draws are just so bad, I don't think that they're going to get it done. But I have them at 5-11. I think they could be anywhere from 7-9 to really the basement of the AFC. But that's it for this video. Make sure to comment what you think the Dolphins record will be down below, or what you thought of my singing of the Dolphins fight song. That was pretty cool, huh? Flashback to the beginning of the video. We're on the same wavelength. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.